Your moisturizer stopped working, and it isn't your imagination. After 45, your skin changed what it needs. And the cream you bought to fix it, the one with ceramides printed on the front of the jar, could be the exact reason your face still feels tight at bedtime. That's not a scare tactic. It comes straight out of published barrier research, and I'll show you where. Quick thing first, I'm not a doctor, and nothing here replaces one. What I do is read labels and published research, and I show you exactly where I got it. If you're managing a skin condition, or you're pregnant or nursing, take this to someone who can look at your actual skin. If that's the kind of thing you want more of, subscribe now. Because in the next 10 minutes, I'm counting down 5 moisturizers you should stop buying after 45, and then 5 that genuinely rebuild what your skin has lost. Number 1 on the avoid list is probably sitting in your bathroom right now. So here's what actually changed. Your skin barrier works like a brick wall. The cells are the bricks. The mortar holding them together is made of 3 things: ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids. Get that mortar right, and water stays in while irritants stay out. Estrogen helps build that mortar. When estrogen falls, the mortar changes. A study published in Scientific Reports found that after menopause, the ceramides in your outer skin layer aren't just fewer, they're shorter. And short ceramides can't stack into the tight sealed sheets that hold water in. They make your barrier leakier than it was before. Then there's the second finding, and this is the one that changes how you shop. In aged skin, it's cholesterol production that falls off hardest. Hold on to that. It's about to explain why almost every cream marketed at your age group is aimed at the wrong problem. Which brings us to number 5. Number 5, the collagen cream. You've seen these everywhere. Collagen printed on the front, sometimes elastin beside it, and a promise about firmness. Here's the problem. Collagen and elastin are enormous molecules, and your collagen lives in the dermis, the layer underneath the surface. A molecule that size can't cross an intact barrier. It sits on top, holds a little water, and makes your skin feel smooth for a few hours. That's not nothing. As a moisturizer, it's fine, but the collagen in the jar never meets the collagen in your face, and you're paying a premium for a word on a box. Here's how you check it yourself. Find collagen on the ingredient list. If it's sitting in the last third, down near the preservatives, there is almost none of it in there. That one just wastes your money. Number 4 can actually work against you. Number 4. Number 4, the ceramide only cream. This is the one I warned you about in the first 30 seconds. Ceramides became the buzzword, so every brand added them. But remember the mortar. Your barrier needs 3 lipids working together: ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids. Now here's the finding almost nobody in this space will tell you. Researchers tested what happens when you apply lipids to a damaged barrier. Complete mixtures of all 3 let the skin repair normally. Individual lipids and incomplete mixtures did not. They interfered with recovery. The barrier took longer to heal than if nothing had been applied at all. And it gets more specific than that. In chronologically aged skin, the lipid that falls off hardest isn't ceramides. It's cholesterol. So a cream loaded with ceramides and nothing else is aimed at the wrong shortage, and it's exactly the kind of incomplete mixture that slowed repair down in the lab. To be fair, it will still hydrate you. This isn't a disaster, it's just not the repair job the front of the jar is selling. Number 3 fools the people who are trying hardest to do the right thing. Number 3, the natural botanical cream. Lavender, sweet orange, eucalyptus, bitter orange peel, basil. It reads like a garden, and that's the appeal, especially if you've spent years avoiding anything that sounds like a chemical. But natural and non-allergenic are 2 completely different things. Essential oils are fragrance. That's their entire function. And fragrance is the second most common cause of allergic contact dermatitis after metals. Here's the part that matters for you specifically. Women are more often allergic to fragrance than men, and the rate goes up with age. So the botanical cream marketed to you at 50 is aimed at the demographic most likely to react to it. If your skin has been mysteriously red or itchy since you switched to the natural line, this is the first place I'd look. Number 2 is the same problem, except the label is honest about it and most people still don't read it. Number 2, the imported cream with the allergen list on the back. Pick up a European version of almost any fragranced cream and read the very end of the ingredients. You'll find names like linalool, limonene, citronellol, hexylcinnamol, benzoyl salicylate, alpha isomethylionone. Those aren't extras. Those are declared fragrance allergens. And European law forces brands to name them individually so you can see what you're putting on your face. The American version of that same cream often just says fragrance. One word, same formula, less information. I checked one popular anti-aging cream where the European label broke out 7 separate allergens. The American label listed none of them. That's not a reason to panic. It's a reason to read the European label when you can find it, because it tells you what the American one won't. Which brings me to number 1, and I'll be honest with you, this one is probably sitting on your bathroom shelf right now, and it is not a bad cream. Number 1, the fragranced version of a cream that also comes fragrance-free. Olay Regenerist Micro Sculpting Cream is one of the best-selling anti-aging moisturizers in America. And I want to be very clear, it's well formulated. Niacinamide sits 4th on the ingredient list, and niacinamide is the single best supported ingredient in this entire video. I'll explain why later, but look further down that same list and you'll find fragrance. Now here's the part that should annoy you. Olay makes a fragrance-free version of that exact cream. Same niacinamide, still up in the top 5. Same price bracket. Same jar on the same shelf. So you have 2 nearly identical products. One asks you to accept the leading cause of cosmetic contact allergy, the other doesn't. And most people grab the fragranced one because it's the one at eye level. I'm not telling you the cream doesn't work, I'm telling you to buy the other one. That's the avoid list. Now let's talk about what actually rebuilds the barrier you've been losing, because the next 5 are the ones I'd put my own money behind. Best Buy number 5, plain petrolatum. I know, $3, and your grandmother had a tub of it. But petrolatum is one of the most effective occlusives ever tested. It sits on the surface and stops water escaping, and nothing expensive does that job better. If your face feels tight overnight, a thin layer of this over your usual cream will fix that faster than anything else on this list. Here's the honest caveat, and it's a real one. Petrolatum seals. It does not rebuild. It puts a lid on the jar without replacing anything that leaked out. So it's a patch, not a repair, and it's greasy enough that most people will only tolerate it at night. Start here if your skin is angry, then move up to number 4, which does the same job and something you'd actually wear to work. Best Buy number 4. Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Lotion Plus. I nearly put this on the avoid list, and I'm glad I checked instead, because the current formula is genuinely good. Petrolatum and mineral oil to seal, glycerin and urea to hold water, stearic acid, which is a fatty acid, so that's one of your 3 lipids accounted for, and no fragrance at all. The caveat, urea is mildly exfoliating, and if you have rosacea or your skin stings easily, it can bite. And there are still no ceramides and no cholesterol in there, so it's holding the line rather than rebuilding the wall, which is exactly what number 3 does differently. Best Buy number 3. Olay Regenerist Micro Sculpting Cream, the fragrance-free version. Yes, the twin of the cream I put at number 1 on the avoid list. Niacinamide sits in the top 5 ingredients, and I promised I'd explain why that matters. In published research, niacinamide raised the skin's own free fatty acid production by more than double, and its cholesterol production by half again. Applied to dry skin, it increased ceramide and fatty acid levels in the outer layer and reduced water loss. Read that again. Cholesterol, the one your skin stopped making. This is the ingredient that tells your skin to make it again. The caveat is straightforward. It hands your skin instructions, not raw material. There are no lipids in that jar. So what if you want both? That's number 2. Best Buy number 2, CeraVe Moisturizing Cream. This is the direct answer to number 4 on the avoid list, and it's about $16. Remember the research. Incomplete lipid mixtures interfered with barrier recovery. Only complete mixtures repaired normally. So look at what's actually in this tub. 3 different ceramides: cholesterol, petrolatum, phytosphingosine, which is a ceramide building block. That is the complete mixture in the correct company with no fragrance anywhere on the list. If your barrier is genuinely damaged, if you're flaking, stinging, reacting to things that never used to bother you, this is the one I'd reach for first. And I want to be clear about that because it's cheaper than what I'm about to name. The caveat: it's thick, it's plain, and there's no niacinamide in it. It gives your skin the bricks and mortar, but it doesn't tell your skin to start making its own again, which is the one thing number 1 does that nothing else on this list does. Best Buy number 1, Infinite by Forever Restoring Cream. You should know I sell this. I'm a Forever Living distributor, which is exactly why number 1 has to clear a higher bar than anything else on this list. So here's the bar. Read the label and you'll find glycosphingolipids and glycolipids, which are ceramide precursors, linoleic and linolenic acid, which are free fatty acids, squalane, and niacinamide. That combination is the reason it's here. Every other cream on this list does 1/2 of the job. CeraVe hands your skin lipids. Olay tells your skin to make its own. This is the only one that does both at once. And after 45, when your own production is the thing that slowed down, both halves matter. Now the caveat, and I'm not going to soften it, this cream is fragranced. The European label breaks out the individual allergens by name. If you know you're fragrance sensitive or you've reacted to scented products before, don't buy this one. Buy number 2 instead. I mean that. Those actives also sit low on the ingredient list, so treat this as daily maintenance, not a rescue for a barrier that's already in trouble. So let's bring this back to where we started. The cream that stopped working didn't stop working. You changed. After 45, your skin makes less of the mortar that holds the barrier together. The ceramides it does make are shorter and leakier than they used to be, and cholesterol falls off hardest of all. That's the whole story. Everything on the avoid list either ignored that or worked against it. Everything on the buy list either replaces those lipids or tells your skin to start making them again. But here's what I actually want you to take away. More than any product name, you can check this yourself now. Turn the jar over, look for the 3 lipids. Notice where the good ingredients sit on the list because position tells you concentration. Read the last 5 lines for fragrance and allergens. You don't need me for the next cream. You just need the back of the box. Every study I mentioned is linked below along with the full disclaimer so you can check my work instead of trusting my face. Now tell me in the comments which one of the 5 you're throwing out. I especially want to know if number 1 on that avoid list is sitting on your shelf right now. And if you want more videos where I read the label instead of the marketing, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.